And good evening, everybody, and welcome here to Milwaukee Miles. We get set for the Luna. Feel the Power 175 at the Milwaukee Mile for the 11th race of the debut season of the PCSRA Craftsman Truck Series. After tonight's race, 5 races left to go in the regular season. Time is running out for drivers who have not have a win that are inside the top 20 to get a win if they want to take part in this season's chase for the championship here this season. J Bodine is on the pole position. He is 10th in the points, former winner this season. Alongside of him is Ashton Ingersoll, who jumped up a spot to 28th in the points after last week's race at Memphis. Luis Hernandez in row number 2 in that 17 tied ride. Luis Hernandez dropped 3 spots down to 35th in points. Even if Luis Hernandez does get a win, I do not think it's going to be enough for him to get in the top 20 for his win to count if he does win today. And Sam Vickers, 32nd in points. I think he's also in the same boat. If he doesn't have a good result here, I think he's going to be very much in doubt of making it into the playoffs. And Cheyenne Berkshire rounds out your top 5 as you're going to look at the rest of the lineup. And let's get these trucks rolling off and go over the points table. Billy Kitchens is the points leader by 6 points over Marcus Sellers. Just want to make sure there's nobody having issues. That's why we have it on none. Harrison Jenkins is third in the standings, a total of 24 points out. I believe everybody has rolled off. Yes, they have. Hopefully, we'll check on the field to make sure they didn't leave. Harrison Jenkins, third in the standings, 24 points behind. 32 back is Xavier Allsopp in fourth. J Ard, last week's winner at Memphis, is up to fifth in the standings. Sixth is J Underhill, dropped a spot down. Michael Brown is seventh. Ingrid Pollard, eighth. Carlos Rodriguez, ninth. And J Bodine, who is our pole sitter, is in 10th. Drivers who have a win that are outside the top 20. Shyla Ascroft, 23rd in the points. She's only 4 points back of 20th in the standings, so that should be something to keep an eye on. Olivia Jackson is that critical 20th position in the points. Green flags in the air. We're racing. So Olivia Jackson needs a good run tonight, and Aaron Hornish dropped 3 spots down to 33rd in the points. And he is a total of, looking at the points here, I think 54 points. I don't think it's going to be enough for Aaron Hornish to get another win. Even if he gets another win, I don't think it's going to be enough for him to get himself in the top 20 in points for that win to count for a spot into the playoffs. So he might be another one of those drivers who might be eliminated from playoff contention, as Luis Hernandez is battling Ashton Ingersoll. So far, we've had 11 races. Well, 10 races, 10 different winners. And Curtis Glover is only on 88 points. It's looking very unlikely Curtis Glover is going to make the top. He's only a total almost 100 points, like 99 points back of 20th. So even if he gets a win, I don't think it's going to be enough for him to get in the top 20 in points for that win to count for a playoff berth. Abigail Furling, should also mention, is a total of 12 points back of 20th in the standings. She did fall outside the top 20 in the points after last week's race at Memphis. So she's going to have to get herself back in the top 20 for that win to count for a playoff berth. Let's check the back of the field here. Speaking of Abigail Furling, this is not where she needs to be right now. J Ard, last week's winner, back here at the rear of the field. Maisie Creighton's back here. Morgan Lohr. Xavier Allsopp, former winner this season. There's Anthony Ritchie alongside Carlos Rodriguez. Jared Johnson's back here at the rear of the field. There's Alex Winters. And there's Shyla Ascroft, who's going in the correct direction. Whereas Olivia Jackson is absolutely going the wrong way. Really important for Ascroft to get herself back in the top 20. There's Curtis Glover dead last in points. Even if he, like I said, even if he gets a win, I don't think it's going to be enough for him to make the top 20. But he's probably just going to go out here for pride and just try to find victory lane as many times as he possibly can. Because, like I said, with Glover being 99 points, there is no way. The only way he would make the top 30, or top 20, is he would need to have an average finish of like fifth every 5 races, which I seriously doubt that's going to happen. J Bodine trying to do something that's not been done in the Truck Series, become our first repeat winner of the season. And also solidify himself a spot into the playoffs. He is 10th in the points table. Billy Kitchens, by the way, the points leader, has yet to find victory lane. He is, like I said, the points leader. Michael Brown, 16 points above the cut line. Ingrid Pollard was the bubble driver, 6 points above the cut line. And remember, if Billy Kitchens wins the regular season, you're talking about 15 playoff points. That could be the difference of whether or not you're going to make the playoffs or if you're going to be eliminated from making the playoffs. Forgot to mention 38 laps of racing here tonight. We'll have the same race distance in tomorrow night's Busch race. And of course, trucks will wrap up their. Let's see, they were at Charlotte, Memphis, here tonight at Milwaukee, and next week. So they'll wrap up their 4-race stretch of races. And we won't see the trucks for quite a while after next week's race at Kentucky. Because I got to see where Papyrus is on the schedule. Because I know Busch and Winston Cup are going to have, after next week's race at Kentucky, I believe they're going to have I think 7 or 8 races until we see trucks again. Because once Busch and Winston Cup hit 3 races to go, then all 3 series will be in action. Also, J Bodine, if he does get the second win, he will actually be he would actually possibly confirm himself a playoff berth tonight, barring anything happens. Let's check up on the 36 up to 18th. Didn't ask you to go down, you stupid phone. Let's check on Abigail Furling running in 29th, so she's going to need to pick it up a bit. J Ard running in 35th, came this race 5th in points. I also noticed she's running in dead last. I've also noticed a number of drivers who are running well in points not having a great night. Z Allsopp came this race 4th in points. He actually was tied with J Ard coming into this evening's race. Billy Kitchens looks like, if things stand, he will keep the points lead heading into next week at Kentucky. Because the guy he was trying to run down for the points lead is in 12th. That would be Marcus Sellers and Harrison Jenkins running 11th. Those are 2nd and 3rd in the points table. J Underhill, 6th in points, having a quiet run. As long as J Underhill, Billy Kitchens, and some other drivers have good results. Here's the other thing for Billy Kitchens that he needs to be aware of, is that if Abigail Furling or Olivia Jackson, well, if Olivia Jackson falls outside the top 30, Carlos Rodriguez would be in that position. And right now, the 6 is running in 29th, so she's going to need to get going. Jamie Bodine, part of the development from Zachary Taylor, which we will see Zachary Taylor and the other 39 Winston Cuppers next week at Kentucky. Do need to mention for all of these night races I'm doing, Triple P will be at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so we're not having a quote conflict with the episodes, or I can push it to like Wednesday or Tuesday, depending on the schedule and all that, or maybe Monday. So we have a little balance. Ashton Ingersoll currently in second. Blake Wagner is third. Luis Hernandez fourth. Victoria Hughes having a quiet run in fifth. Going to bring Billy Kitchens up to sixth. Move Shohei Alinsky down to seventh. J Underhill eighth. Ninth, Curtis Glover and Michael Brown is the top 10. As we're at the midway point of tonight's race. Check the back of the field. J Ard struggling here tonight. 1 week removed from her first win of the year. She's going to be free falling like a rock. Oh, we got a crash. We got a crash. Oh, Donovan Carter, J Ard, Olivia Jackson might have been involved. Same with the 66. And that was not what Jamie Bodine wanted to see. A caution. That was not what Jamie Bodine wanted to see, because now that's going to erase a 1 second plus lead that he had. Donovan Carter was also collected in this wreck. A lot of damage. Ingrid Pollard's involved. Alexandria Sarnes. I don't see any damage to Olivia Jackson, but J Ard's got some front-end damage on that Hooters Ford F Series. Possibly M Keizer, but I'm not certain. And the 66 of Xavier Allsopp, this might be his race done. So caution's out for the first time tonight. Let's jump back and look at a replay to find out what happened. A couple of drivers inside the top 10 involved as we're past the halfway point in the Lunella 175. Let's see what happened here. Looks like the 66, I think he had a mechanical problem, and then he got tapped by Maisie Creighton. Yeah, there's a little bit of damage to Olivia Jackson. Ingrid Pollard's got some right side hood buckle on her X-side Ford F Series. There's where Donovan Carter gets a piece, and J Ard just has nowhere to go. Piles in the side of the IWX Chevrolet Silverado. A lot of damage to that Hooters Ford F Series, and I think that might be her night done as well. I saw Emma Keizer get sideways. I didn't know if she was involved or not. Think she was not. I believe the 20 of Sarnes lost control. Yes, she did. And then, like I said, nowhere for Donovan Carter to go, and then nowhere for J Ard to go. But 6 drivers involved, and I wonder how much damage the 6 car is going to have of Olivia Jackson. Because remember, she was top 20 in the points. If she has a poor result, she's out of the top 20. And that's not good. And Donovan Carter, his not so good of a season continues, comes into this race 17th in points, so this is not a good result for him. Caution's out for the first time of the evening. Let's jump back to the restart here at Milwaukee. Getting ready to go back to green flag racing on lap number 24 of 38. Should give us a total of 15 laps of racing to go. Xavier Allsopp is 1 lap down. Bodine is the leader. Ashton Ingersoll second. Blake Wagner's third. Luis Hernandez fourth. Victoria Hughes in fifth. She's raced here before at Milwaukee in the Diva Truck Series. Shohei Alinsky sixth. Billy Kitchen seventh. Eighth is J Underhill. Ninth, Curtis Glover. And second in points, Marcus Sellers completes the top 10. Drivers out after that incident, 3 to be exact. J Ard, Ingrid Pollard, and Donovan Carter out of the race. Allsopp is now 2 laps down. 32 of our 33 trucks on the lead lap, with the 66 2 laps down as we are back to green here at Milwaukee. So 1 week removed for J Ard after she got her first career win in the Truck Series. Now she's going to be free falling through the points, which that was the last thing she's going to need. And here comes Blake Wagner going to take the lead on J Bodine. This would be our first lead change of the night, as Xavier Allsopp's going to clear the trying to think what that sponsor is on the 80. That is the La Rosa Chevrolet, or Dodge, excuse me. And now the Jelly Bean Chevrolet of Blake Wagner to the race lead. Luis Hernandez in the tied ride. Going to take second from J Bodine. Blake Wagner comes into this race 25th in points. If he wins today, I think he would be in the top 20 in the points, as he's now our second leader of the evening. Of course, he's got lap traffic to deal with the 66 of Xavier Allsopp. Shyla Askarov back here in 32nd. And they did have to remove the hood on Olivia Jackson, so I think this will take her out of the top 20 in the points. Lucy Granger, Carolina Bradley not running well back here at the rear of the field. Abigail Furling running in 22nd. There's Harrison Jenkins. Chaz Farmer there. And Victoria Hughes just took second from Luis Hernandez. And Jamie Bodine third. Hernandez is back to fourth. Alinsky's gotten around Billy Kitchens. That's a battle for the fifth position. I thought I saw smoke there for a second, but I was just seeing things. The last thing Blake Wagner needs to see is a caution, which would bunch everybody up. And let's not forget, we have some road courses coming up in the Truck Series. I believe we haven't been to a road course for trucks. Let me actually look. Truck Series, we have not been to a road course. Papyrus would actually be their first of two road course races that we'll be going to. They've been to short tracks, they've been to a super speedway, and they've been to mile and a half, but they have not been to a road course. After Kentucky next week, it will be their first road course race they will be going to. And here's the kicker. There will not be full course cautions to save them. They'll first go to they'll have Papyrus and then Sonoma. I believe they're also. I need to remember what I said last week. As Victoria Hughes is all over the Jelly Belly Chevrolet. So I can write a little note down. Down to 2 laps of racing to go here at the Milwaukee Mile. Could that 66 truck become a factor and play a pick into this conversation? Let's also not forget we'll have the Busch race tomorrow night, and then we'll cap off the 2 week break for the Winston Cuppers, because they will be back at Kentucky next week. Hope you'll join us for the fun season of the Trucks, Busch, and Winston Cup, as trucks, they're getting closer and closer to end the regular season. As the white flag was just displayed on the 0-2 of Blake Wagner. Really critical win for Blake Wagner. 25th in the points. Can Victoria Hughes have one more chance? I don't think she's going to get enough, but this will definitely put Victoria Hughes in the top 10. As off of turn number 4, Blake Wagner is going to win the Lunella Field of Power 175, as that was 1 lap too late for Victoria Hughes. Had she had one more lap, she would have beaten Blake Wagner. But Blakey Wakey is going to victory lane, and has he locked himself a spot into the playoffs. Blake Wagner, the winner. Victoria Hughes will get second. Luis Hernandez, Cody Goforth, J Bodine, your top 5. Then it was Alinsky, Ingersoll, Underhill, Curtis Glover, a well-needed run, and Marcus Sellers, second in points, beats Billy Kitchens by 1 spot, so that's going to be 1 more point Marcus Sellers is going to gain, but Kitchens will still keep the points lead, despite not going to victory lane, believe it or not. Abigail Furling finished 27th. That's not going to be enough for her, as the standings are official, for her to get back in the top 20 in points. Olivia Jackson might have just kissed her playoff hopes goodbye. This is not going to help her in. As you look on down through the random finishing results, Aaron Hornish, I think that will definitely take him out of contention. And Shyla Askaroff is absolutely, unless she can get some good results, I don't think a 32nd place finish is going to get her in the top 30, or top 20 rather. Xavier Allsopp was the only truck 1 lap down. Askaroff was the last truck on the lead lap. And then J Ard, Ingrid Pollard, and Donovan Carter were the drivers who did not finish tonight's race. So I can tell you where is this going to situate with only 5 races left to go in the regular season after tonight's race. But Blake Wagner might have punched his ticket in the playoffs. We'll have to see in the next 5 weeks if he can do that. But thank you all for joining me for tonight's race here at Milwaukee. If you enjoyed it, be sure to give this video a like, subscribe to become part of the PCSRA crew today. We showed your full finish results. Your point standings are down in the description. Heading into next week at the Kentucky Speedway, all 3 series will be in action, but we got to finish up this race weekend here at Milwaukee with the Busch race from here at Milwaukee before next week we head off to the Bluegrass State, where we'll have Trucks, Busch, and the return of the Winston Cuppers coming your way from the Bluegrass State of Kentucky. Until then, I'm Indeed DeVoe signing off. Good night from Milwaukee, as you've been watching yet another broadcast of PCSRA TV, where champions are made since 2010 and 15 years as the best center racing around the world since 2017. We'll see you tomorrow night for the Busch race.